So, which one of you am I going to have sex with? Eric ODwyer snapped his eyes up, meeting the gaze of the woman who just settled her shoulder against the door jamb of the hotel suite living room. Tipping his chair back, he ran a hand over his jaw. The idea was to present a picture of naval aviator cool, when in reality he was using his hand to keep his jaw from dropping at the sight of her, a level of subtlety he at least managed. The other men on his flight crew? Not so much. Lieutenant Kyle Mikey Hammond, Eric's second in charge, who was currently jacked back in another chair, jolted so hard he almost did a header. Kyle was usually a bit smoother around the ladies, although being stupid was also fairly common for him. In fact, Kyle had earned his call sign, Mikey, after that Life cereal commercial kid who'd eat anything, for doing a very public ugly on liberty with a woman, an act Eric would have given half the money in his bank account to have avoided seeing. Petty Officer Justin Bomber Miller, who was slouched on the couch, transferred his soggy, unlit cigar from one corner of his mouth to the other, chewing on the damn thing so hard he looked like a crusty version of Colonel Klink chowing down on a rotten burrito. Just like the Colonel from the TV show Hogan's Heroes, Miller kept his head shaved. The silence stretched. An interesting introduction. Eric rose smoothly, giving her another quick once-over. His gut snarled up. The Latin woman brought to mind a tasty treat. Cappuccino skin, chocolate eyes surrounded by long licorice lashes, and a root beer waterfall of hair currently hiked into a high ponytail. She even seemed to have brought a slight whiff of caramel with her. Height-wise, she was somewhere between tall and short, maybe about 5'5", with a body that might have been considered voluptuous if only her shapely hips and full rack had been taken into account. But she was sporting one hell of an athletic form. Her dark brown cargo pants were tight enough across her pelvis to emphasize a flat, curvy waist, and her tan-colored tank top exposed the ripped muscles in her arms. Nothing bodybuilder-like, just very defined. A time or two, Eric had slept with her kind. Fit as shit, but soft in all the right places. There was a certain erotic satisfaction in being with a woman who could kick serious ass. Not his, of course. But still, this could mean trouble for him, and gee, maybe he should have remembered he hadn't been laid in over 4 months before he opened his "yes, sir, I'm a team player" mouth and said aye aye to this mission. Problem was, he hadn't expected her to look like this when he signed off on the job. Not that he was some kind of Cro-Magnon who assumed just because his counterpart on this op was a DEA agent that she would be mannish or unattractive. He just hadn't expected her to be this attractive. Hell, she wasn't just attractive, she was striking. No, ball-tighteningly gorgeous, which was exactly what was happening inside his flight suit. Good thing his dick was smart enough not to get in on the action, or he never would have made it to his feet. The woman crossed her arms over her chest and cocked a single brow. I assume you gentlemen were briefed about the particulars of this mission? Ah, yes. The particulars of this infamous mission. Bomber's teeth snapped off the back half of his cigar, and he made a choking noise. He even blushed a little, which didn't entirely make sense. Bomber wasn't taking point on this mission. No, Eric had that dubious honor. Booyah for him. Only the basics. I'm Lieutenant Eric ODwyer, by the way, officer in charge. He came around the table and offered her his hand with his best grin. I'll be your partner in crime. The woman pushed off the wall and stepped inside. Special Agent Nicole Gamboa. She shook his hand and, damn, that was quite a grip. My crew, Eric introduced, gesturing first to his aviation warfare specialist, or AW. This is Bomber. Whether Bomber had earned his call sign from his perpetual habit of plugging up the head every time he dropped a deuce, or because he got snot-slinging drunk on port calls, Eric didn't know yet. This was his first time deploying with a seasoned aviation warfare specialist. Their current cruise was a 3-month-long counter-drug operation off the coast of South America aboard the USS Lake Champlain. The ship they'd left a few hours ago to join an operation that now looked guaranteed to bring Eric a world of hurt. And this is Lieutenant Kyle Hammond. He gestured at Mikey, who pushed to his feet, and tossed Agent Gamboa one of his trademark can't-wait-to-get-you-naked smiles. She wasn't amused. Could hardly blame her. In the case of this mission, that probably hit too close to home.